Hello and welcome to another behind the scenes. So originally I wanted to talk about creating this beautifully rich ginger fur of the fox. But then when I saw how lovely the fox shows his bone structure, I had to change my mind. They're so sleek and their structure shows so well underneath all of his fur, and I thought it would be more beneficial to talk to you about the importance of understanding animal anatomy and bone structure instead. But before we get into all of it, first I want to ask that if you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like and a comment, or even share it with your colored pencil artist friends. Give my channel a follow so that you don't miss out on all the important portrait tips in the future. So when I first started colored pencil portraits, I had a friend talk to me about how important bone structure was. And it was strange to me because I just saw the shapes and the color changes, and I came from a medical background myself, so I was already seeing the structures, like pretty much by accident, but I wasn't able to verbalize this to any of my students. And what I was actually seeing and why, I just couldn't tell them why I was doing things a certain way until later on. So let's go over some key points that make understanding animal anatomy so important when drawing animal portraits. So the first one I want to talk about is bone structure. Bone structure is essential not only for body types but also species specific. So generally speaking, different breeds of dogs will have different snouts, like short or longer. So compare a pug to a German Shepherd. Picture those in your mind. They're very different bone structures. You have a short, stubby dog, and you have a big, tall dog. But their facial structure is dramatically different. And if it's not captured properly, it can look really weird. So body types, though, there's more of a generalization. Most dogs have 4 legs with joints going in the same directions and tails. So the difference is in the skull. The second point I want to make is muscle structure. So muscle structure can change the appearance of shine, and with the movement of the muscles it causes shortening and lengthening of limbs appearances. So if you have a dog that's full on running, it's going to look way different than like a dog that's just sitting. Okay, you'll have like chunked up parts from the muscle contracting, and then you'll have lengthened parts from muscles being stretched out. And then within the facial muscular structure in there, there's a little bit of a generalization in there as well, kind of like you got with the bone structure with the dogs in the body. The third point I'd like to make is fur. Now, you might think that fur is not really a part of an anatomy, but I'm including it because it truly is amazing, especially in the fox. So if you look at the fox, you have different lengths of fur, from extremely short and shiny to very fluffy and long. This is important because even though the fur is long and fluffy, there are clues within the color changes of the fur where the bone and the muscle structures lie. So you have to really pay attention as to what is actually happening within the fur, because then if you get it wrong, it just looks weird. It's not the end of the world, but it just doesn't look correct. Now, the last point I want to make is when you get a bad photo. Now, does this have anything to do with animal anatomy? Yes, it does. So you're going to get a very bad reference photo. So as an artist, if you put yourself out there to do commission work, you are going to get a terrible reference photo from somebody. And no matter how many rules you lay out and have in place, someone will want you to draw their pet and will give you a poor photo. Most likely it'll be a photo of a pet that is deceased and they can't get any more pictures of them. And this is where I love to just shine. So you have you have a pet owner who loves their pet and they can see their pet. They can see their animal, but you cannot. So it's kind of fuzzy, and our cameras weren't that great like years ago. So they're not like they are today. So as an artist, there's a vastness of studies of animals that you can find on the internet, and you can make it possible. This is probably one of my favorite types of photos to draw from. So now I've had to turn some pretty bad pictures down. Now, if they just give you a body shot and no face, there's really nothing that you can do. So there is a limit there to the abilities, but this is where you can shine. So creating a drawn piece of work that showcases their pet in a new HD form will wow its owners and send tears of joy streaming down their faces. And I can attest to that. Looking at color changes, understanding animal anatomy, you can look up online to see those muscle structures, those bone structures, and you can make a general kind of feeling of these animals and still, be able to bring that out for their owners. So, with all that being said, I hope that you understand more of the why I push for animal anatomy to be something that you pay attention to. It is, in my opinion, one of the best things that you can do for your pet portraits is to understand it and gain that knowledge. It's the best way to level up your skills as a pet portrait artist. And if you've enjoyed this video and you've made it to the end, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment of what you have found the most helpful. I will be sure to respond to you. So hope to see you for the next one of the behind the scenes.